Good morning to all. So we are discussed the complementary proteins. We are started in our previous class. So those are complementary proteins are first observed by the scientist that was awarded in the year of 1890. It was named it as alexins. So he first made the experiment on with the help of anti-serum of a sheep, and he observed that those anti-serum was going to fight against the Vibrio cholerae bacteria. So those bacteria was going to be destroyed by those particular substances or particular molecules. So he observed that, and he also observed that was a the bat was further he was going to heat the solution. So after what happens is the bat was going to be completely going to be destroyed. So he thought that a specific molecules are presented on those so mainly presented so to enhance those activity. So those are molecules was named it as alexins, and further by the Paul Ehrlich was named it as a complementary proteins. So these complementary proteins are mainly affected to the not individual organism, was same organism but another organism. So the organism which was the complementary proteins of the same organism, so they may not be going to be functioned in the same organism, but those complementary proteins are going to be functioned perfectly inside the another organism immunity system. That is and these are also the called as a surface proteins. So those harmful substances are so mediated by these are complementary proteins, and these are also going to be receptors, and so these are mainly going to enhance the pathogenicity was a main functioning of so these that was the opsonization. The function was opsonization was mainly performed by these complementary proteins. So those such complementary proteins are mainly so from so C1 to C9 or comes under so those complementary proteins. Actually 30 and complementary proteins are also available. So on those how the actually these complementary proteins are proenzymes. These are not directly going to be act upon any harmful substance, but these are getting activated, then only these are going to kill any other harmful substance. So that's why these are considered as a proenzymes. And so in these substances it was going to be separated and deviated into, that was a C4 that was going to be separated into two parts. So a small particle and another large fragment or large particle. Small particle was going to be diffused, that may not be going to be functioned, but the larger particle was going to be functioned, and it was going to be deactivate, it was going to be act upon the microbe or any other harmful substance. So that was going to be damaged by the effect of the larger particle only, but not the small particle. The small particle was not useful, only large particle was going to be bonded with any other harmful substance. And so some three pathways are also available for so these are complementary proteins. So those are pathways or so the first was a classical pathway, lectin or a lytic pathway, and instrumental or alternative pathway. Classical pathway, lectin or lytic pathway, so instrumental or alternative pathway. Yesterday we have discussed it as a instrumental pathway, so it was an alternative pathway. So these three pathways are mainly so going to function with the how the complementary proteins are going to be functioned. That was mainly with the help of so these are three pathways. A classical pathway was antigen, that was antibody dependent. So these two are lectin or alternative or not. So these are antibody independent. So these are classical pathway was mainly bonded with the immunoglobulins. Actually, when the complementary proteins are going to be heat in a 50 to 60 degrees centigrade. So after 30 minutes, so these are going to be destroyed. So these are going to be dissolved. But actual immunoglobulins at the temperature they may not be going to be dissolved. That is the variation between the immunoglobulin and so these so complementary proteins. And so these are complementary proteins, a classical pathway we already discussed in our yesterday class. So that was these complementary proteins are going to be bonded at the it was mainly the constant region of a heavy constant that was a heavy chain of immunoglobulin, that was FC region of immunoglobulin, that was a fragment constant or a fragment crystallizable. If those are these complementary proteins are going to be bonded at there, and then only these are going to be functioned. Why? Because the immunoglobulin may possess the heavy chain and a light chain. So those heavy chain so maybe have that should be having the some specific area for antigen bonding site, and also possess the epitope region. So those epitope were easily attract the harmful substance, and so these immunoglobulin was act as a paratope. So in the middle of epitope and paratope, some reactions are occurred. By that way, the harmful substances are going to be died. So in these classical pathway, antigen and antibody complexes are formed by the effect of these classical pathway. That was completed in our yesterday class. Today we move on to discuss about the lectin or lytic pathway today. Serious? So it was a lectin or lytic pathway. So it was totally about the occurred by C3 convertase. So we already discussed C3 convertase and C5 convertase are going to be acts upon the so getting enhancement of so these complementary proteins. But C1 was one of the complementary protein. It may possess the three molecules on these three proteins are presented. One is C1q, C1r, C1s. These three are belongs to the C1 complex. These are considered as C1 complex. And see here C4a, C4b. C4a was small fragment, C4b was large fragment. So in these small fragment was going to be diffused, but so these C4b was going to be bonded with the microbe, and it was going to be so completely it was attached or bonded with the harmful substance, any other bacteria or virus. So furtherly that bacteria or virus going to be digested. And now alternative or instrumental pathways. So these alternative or instrumental pathway was also so mainly acts upon this C5, C7, C6. So it was totally comes under alternative pathway. It was also occurred by the C5 convertase. So it was by the C3 convertase, it was by the C5 convertase. So these are the two pathways for lectin or lytic pathway and the alternative pathway. So these are the main three pathways. It was mainly about the complementary proteins. And now the action of a complementary protein, that was opsonization. Opsonization. means phagocytosis. See this mechanism, it was opsonization was so that was a major function which was performed by the complementary proteins. So those were going to destroy the harmful substance with the help of a phagocytic cell. See this. So those are small granular-like structures or complementary proteins. So see this. These are somewhat rod-like structure was a bacterium. So both are bonded here. It was a bonding of complementary proteins with a bacterium. So those are finally going to be bonded with the phagocytic cell. See this. So it was the phagocytic cell. It may possess the receptors. Those receptors are considered as a complementary receptors. Why? Because these receptors are going to furtherly going to bond with the those are complementary proteins. So see here the bonding was see here. So it was a bacterium already complementary proteins are bonded with the bacterium. So with the and those are again going to bonded with the phagocytic cell with the area of receptors. Those receptors are mainly helpful for that was complementary protein receptors. So those receptors complementary proteins are bonded with the receptors of complementary proteins and along with the bacterium. And see here, so finally the phagocytosis was occurred. Means so they are going to be so that was swallow them, and these phagocytic cell was going to be so those swallow those substances into it, and finally these substance was phagocytic cell was going to furtherly the digest. So those are going to be digested. Those are harmful substances are going to be killed or destroyed by the effect of phagocytic cell. So see here. So this was the complementary protein. It was a bacteria, and these are going to bond with the phagocytic cell. See here. So it was the phagocytosis mechanism was nothing but this phenomena is considered as opsonization process. So this opsonization process was helpful for see this. It was so these are bacterium along with the complementary proteins or all are entered into the phagocytic cell. Finally, they are going to be so destroyed. So that is nothing but the harmful substances going to be damaged, going to be destroyed by the effect of phagocytic cell along with the complementary proteins. So these complementary proteins are may not be going to be directly kill the harmful substance, but they are also the mediator. So they are along with the phagocytic cells. So those are first primarily born with the harmful substance. So those complements are also entered into the phagocytic cell. Furtherly, they are going to be digested. They are going to be destroyed by the effect of complementary proteins. So it was the main functions of complementary proteins, and the pathways of complementary proteins are completed. And the next that was a clinical usage of complementary proteins. So mainly, so mismatch of blood groups. So mismatched blood group may lead to cause the hemolysis. Red blood cells are going to be, the lysis of red blood cells are greatly occurred. So lysis was nothing but, so red blood cells are going to be destroyed, are going to be damaged. So that phenomena is called as lysis, hemolysis. So by that way, the agglutination process was occurred inside the blood vessels. So those such diseases are going to be somewhat, so those are mainly mediated by these complementary proteins. So those complementary proteins are, so these are helpful to so treat some amount of those diseases. And so another was the less amount of complementary proteins are also leads to cause the that was severe liver damages and autoimmune disorders. And complementary proteins so low levels of complementary proteins are leads to cause the autoimmune disorders. Autoimmune disorders are nothing but the organism inside the organs are itself going to be damaged. So organs of so same organism itself going to be damaged. So the phenomena is called as autoimmune disorders. So inside the liver or any other organ itself going to be damaged by the same organism. So such type of diseases are called as the autoimmune diseases. So the low levels of complementary proteins are decreased on those body, then that may lead to cause the autoimmune disorders. And not only that, the severe liver diseases are also occurred by the effect of low levels of complementary proteins. So this totally about the complementary proteins. And next we have to discuss about the another topic. Cell-mediated immunity and humoral immunity was in your next topic of in your so in the second unit. So it was 2.3 third topic, third chapter in second unit. After completion of complementary proteins, we have in your syllabus cell-mediated immunity and humoral immunity. And that first we are previously discussed about we move on to discuss about the cell-mediated immunity. So the meaning is there, cell-mediated. Those cells are nothing but T cells. We already discussed so T cell activation and how they are going to be generated and how they are going to proliferate and how they are going to be functioned in our previous classes. So T cells are the thymus dependent cells. So those are mainly going to be developed from the lymphoid progenitor, and that so first they are developed from the hemopoietic stem cell. Those hemopoietic stem cell was considered as the pluripotent cell. From the pluripotent cell, the lymphoid progenitor precursor cell was formed. Those lymphoid progenitor furtherly form the so those immature thymocytes, nothing but the T cells, and the T cells are also again differentiated to form the two types. Those are the T helper cell and T cytotoxic cell. We already discussed what is a T cytotoxic cell and the T helper cell in our previous classes, and how they are going to be activated and how they are going to be mediated with the other molecules are also completed. But today's topic was also related with the cell-mediated immunity. Actually, cell-mediated immunity was the cells are going to be also mediated mainly for so to act upon the to kill the harmful substance. So main functioning of the T cell that was going to recognize a harmful substance, and finally so destroy that harmful substance. So to make the to enhance that was going to by the effect of they are made to enhancement to going to enhance the activity of so the T cells. So by the effect of that they are going to kill the harmful substances. So by the effect of T cells, the immunity system was mainly make protection to the organism of particular persons. So that was the T cells. The T cells are cell mediated means that was mainly T cell mediated immunity. See this. T cell mediated. Cell mediated is nothing but T cell mediated. So T cell again it was a T cytotoxic cell and a T helper cell. So a T cytotoxic cell or adhesion molecules are CD8 and T helper cell CD4 adhesion molecules are there. T cytotoxic cell are going to be damage the already infected cell. Already that cell was going to be infected by the the cell damage, that was the DNA damages or occurred on those cell. Such type of cell was already infected cell. So those infected cells are going to be damaged with the help of a cytotoxic cell. By the effect of apoptosis, cell death was it leads to cause a cell death. The phenomena is apoptosis, that was a programmed cell death. And the T helper cell, so it was going to be activated, that was microbes, that was antigens are entered from the external side of the body and they are entered into the inner side of the body and they reach the cell. So they are going to be swallow those particular harmful substance and they are finally going to be digest those harmful substance. So with the effect of T helper cell, that is the main variation between the T cytotoxic cell and the T helper cell. And the T cell mediated immunity also mediated by the cytokines, interferons, interleukins. See this. These are three we already discussed in our previous classes, that was about the cytokines, interferons and interleukins and also the MHC molecules also. We already completed these are 4 topics in our previous classes. Once I also repeat these are 3 topics now also. So those are T cytotoxic cell and T helper cell. Those are the so mainly so mediated with these so molecules. Then only they are going to be functioned properly. So those are MHC. MHC or major histocompatibility complex cells. These are mainly 4 types. And those are class 1 MHC and class 2 MHC. Why? Because T cytotoxic cell always mediated by class 1 MHC molecule and the T helper cell always mediated by MHC to class 2 MHC molecules. Then only T cells are going to be functioned. In the mediators of so those class 1 or class 2 MHC molecules and along with the bonding with the specific receptors, then only these T cells are going to be bonded with the harmful substance and they are going to kill the any other microbes. So that was a mediation of MHC molecules. In the mediators of MHC molecules, then only the T cells are going to be functioned. Otherwise, they may not be going to be functioned. MHC molecules are nothing but these are the mediator molecules. So these are mediators to the T cells. Those are T cytotoxic and T helper cells. So those are mediated with these are MHC. Then only T cells are going to be functioned properly. And the cytokines. So cytokines we already discussed in our previous classes. Cytokines are so these are the cell moving cells at the surface area. So mainly at the plasma membrane and the cell membranes regions or mainly so any harmful substances are presented at there. MHC also going to bond with the cell surface regions at the plasma membrane and in the same way cytokines also. So those cytokines are also mediated with these and the T cells also. And interferons, the meaning is there, the interferons is nothing but interfere molecules. Those are interfered. So interfere molecules. These cytokines are bonded with the interleukins. These all are interconnected with each other because interferons, interleukins belongs to a subfamily of cytokines. Cytokine was considered a family. Then these interferons and interleukins are considered as a subfamily of cytokines region. So those are interferons or interfere molecules. At the same way, these interleukins are also interfere molecules. Why? Because these are the mediators only. These are the mediators like the MHC. So these interferons and the interleukins are also the mediators for T cell activity. These cytokines, interferons, interleukins, MHC. So these are four categories are only going to be functioned as the mediators for T cell activity. So if a complete functioning of a T cell for any other harmful substance, so before it was going to be bonded with these mediator molecules, mediator proteins, then only these T cell was going to be functioned properly. That is the importance of these four molecules. Those are the cytokines, interferons and the interleukins. Interleukins were already discussed in our previous class. Those interferons belongs to these cytokines. When because cytokines are type 1, type 2 like those. So those type 1 was the mainly major important cytokine. Why? Because it may possess more amount of the interleukins. Those are the interleukin 2 to interleukin 9. So most of the interleukins are mediated in the type 1 cytokines only, and the remaining remaining type 3, type 2, type 4 are mediated with the only 1 or 2 interleukins, but more amount of the interleukins are belongs to the class of cytokines only. Interleukins are, that's why these are the mediators. These are the subfamily of cytokines, and this is also subfamily to the T cell. It was also mediated to the T cell. And interferons are nothing but interfere molecules. These are also alpha, beta and gamma is there. So these alpha, beta, gamma are mainly going to bond with the mainly at the cell surface regions. These are going to be bounded there. So then only these are going to be functioned. These may allow any harmful substance. These may possess a specific area for antigen bonding. Then only these are going to be bonded with a specific antigen or antibody. So then after that only these are going to be neutralized. So these are the interfere molecules, mediator molecules. If any other virus or any other bacteria was going to be damage the cells, then these interferons are released, and these interferons are going to protect their neighbor cells. So for their neighbor cells from the type of infection. So uninfected cells, the healthiest cells, are going to be protected previously by the effect of these interferons. If any other cells are going to be affected by the virus, then the remaining cells or healthiest cells are also presented around them. So those healthiest cells are going to be protected by the effect of these interferons. That is the importance of interferons. And the interleukins are also the subfamily. Those interleukins are also mainly helpful for interleukins or interleukins, interferons, cytokines, NHC. So these are four are the subfamily. These are the submolecules. These are the mediator for enhancement of T cell activity. So T cells are mainly extracellular, so they can perform the T cells or their functions are extracellular activity and intracellular activity. So they can perform the extracellular activity more than the intracellular activity. Why? Because so if any harmful substance was going to be entered from the outer side of the body to the inner side of the body, then the T cells are going to be destroy them. So but the inner side of the body sometimes antigens are produced. So those intracellular activities or some less amount of are formed by these T cell activity, but more amount of these are going to be damaged only extracellular activity only. So majorly the major function was performed by these or that was extracellular activity only, but not that but not the intracellular activity. And T cell activity, so it was also depends upon the memory cells and also the natural killer cells. So and also the neutrophils and also the basophils, neutrophils and the eosinophils. So those all are going to be damaged some targeted cell by the effect of bonding of so they are going to be neutralized, they bonded with the so receptor area by the releasing of the those molecules by the effect of the so they are going to be bonded with so mainly target cells. So memory cells are helpful for the future resistance part. Memory cells are produce the future resistance part to the protection of the body. So they are going to recognize them, they are going to so identify immediately for the second time of entering of such type of antigens in the second time. Then the memory cells are easily recognized, easily identify those harmful substance. So that was the importance of our memory cells and the natural killer cells. So how the cell immunity was going to be acts upon the so antigens, that was I will discuss it tomorrow. So today's topic was completed. We meet tomorrow. Thank you.